right, time for Midday with Joe. This is our visit with Joe Martone, also known as Giuseppe the drummer.
Very talented.
Today we're going to talk about attractiveness.
Thank you very much.
How you doing, Joe?
I was doing fine.
Until?
I got a phone call a little later on. I'll tell you off the air.
Did you hear about the misspelling of Walt Disney's first name?
Well, how do you spell Walt?
Oh, you didn't hear the story?
No, I've been on the road all morning.
So there's a fountain.
Way away from here.
There's a fountain.
Yes.
And it says Walt Disney on it. W-A-L-D.
D.
In stone.
In the celebration.
In celebration. The Walt Disney.
You're fired!
And
Who did it?
Well, whoever built the fountain.
Who did it? Boy, I left.
Ooh, your question should be who noticed it?
How long has it been there?
I don't know, but a news reporter noticed it, doing a story on something else.
Walt Disney?
Walt
Disney. Oh. Well, that's why. I got Walt. Wow.
So now there's a sign up that says, pardon whatever while we fix this mistake, whatever.
Mistake. They should just take the damn thing out of there.
Can you believe that? In Disney. The name.
In the celebration.
Oh, my gosh. Like, oh, I never heard of that name, Walt. Nope, never heard of it. No.
Walled, you know, like on Walden Pond.
Yeah. That's like saying Mickey Douse or something, you know?
Exactly.
It's like, no, there's no such thing. How do you misspell Walt Disney? No.
With a D, W-A-L-D.
We should go down there and pose with it before they get rid of
Yeah.
it.
It's probably gone. It's probably gone.
Wow.
If I was with Walt Disney Productions and all that was gone as soon as that story broke. 20 minutes later, that was gone or covered.
Right. It was funny because they were doing a story, and then you can see in the picture the D, and then the anchor back at the station says, "Hey Phil, turn around a second. Is that Walt Disney spelled wrong?" Well, yeah, it is.
Oh, you mean they didn't notice it? The guy did the...
They did the story, and then the guy sitting in the studio noticed it.
But the guy doing the story didn't notice it
No,
either?
he wasn't focused. He was focused on the guy he was interviewing. He was talking to some guy.
Oh, my God.
Talking about something totally unrelated. And the guy back said, "Thanks for that report. Hey, by the way, did they spell Walt Disney wrong?" Well, they did. And then they did a story on it to find out about it.
What a breaking news that is.
Yeah.
What an embarrassment, though, for the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That was, you know...
It was Channel 13, I think, right? Spectrum.
What a slap in the face for... oh my God! I can't believe that. It's like, oh, it looked like it did to me when I put it on. There was D. Oh my God! That is totally absurd.
It is.
Anyway,
so how was your
that's
weekend?
like that statue of Lucille Ball.
Oh my gosh, that was the most horrible likeness. It didn't look like her at all.
It wasn't a likeness. It looked like the Wicked Witch of the North, South, and East collided.
I don't know what that was.
That was, but what got me is how did it get past everybody? Ta-da!
Yeah.
Imagine it, and here's our tribute to Lucille. Oh, somebody. Definitely did it. The newer version isn't that much better either, but I believe you've seen the newer version, haven't you?
I haven't. No.
Yeah. Maybe it's the bronze that's messing it up. It's just, I've seen bronze statues before, and I'm sorry, no, that didn't even come close.
Can you imagine if the Mount Rushmore artist, if he made a mistake? That's really big.
Yeah, really big. You know? So maybe they didn't do like Mount Rushmore where they had the model to work from, then they built it. Did you ever see a picture of him standing in a gigantic studio?
Yeah.
The thing must have been, 30 foot tall or something like that? I don't know.
Probably. I don't
We
know.
talked to his grandson because he wrote that book.
We talked, yeah.
Yeah.
He just talks to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm glad Robin remembers. I don't know who we talked to.
Well, Larry, you concentrate. Oh, next! Next. It's like going in line. Next. Yes.
All right, so I wanted to ask you about attraction.
Oh, okay.
How does this...
All right, then.
Now, how does this work? Okay. Okay. So I want to. At the end of this, I'm going to take you to Vegas. But at the beginning of it, I want to talk about dog poop, because dog goes on the grass, right? And within,
Excuse me. Okay.
within a microsecond, there are these metallic flies on the pile.
Exactly.
Yes, a pile of poop.
Where were they all that time?
The other pile over there. Hey, look, gang, fresh.
I mean,
I read it a buffet.
what attracts them to it? Is it the smell? I mean, how do they
I would
know?
presume it's the smell. Another one. Hey, look what he had for lunch. Oh, boy. He must have that new dog food. You know that green? Yeah. It attracts flies like poop. Yeah, I know. Get in line, take a ticket. Yes.
And what attracts the water in the ocean to go up into the sky to make a cloud? What does that?
Heat.
So it just goes?
Heat.
And then it travels over to the mountains.
evaporates.
Then it goes to the mountains.
And it gets cooler.
And it rains.
It gets cooler.
And it comes back down the rivers, and it's here again.
That's how you make moonshine, isn't it?
Isn't that amazing?
You heat it, it evaporates, it comes back down.
The idea that things are attracted. All right, so let's go to Vegas. I have a question about Vegas.
Okay.
Okay, so we go to Vegas.
Okay, well, Vegas.
And the guy this morning.
I was almost there. You just kept talking. Wait a minute. Go to Vegas. Okay, I'm there.
The guy this morning, expert Vegas guru, he calls himself.
Well, you can call yourself anything you want.
Robin asks him the question, is it a family destination? He goes, I know they market it as that. He said, but there's so much sexy stuff happening around there. Your children are constantly going to be having it in their face. You might not want to take them. So he was being honest with us, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Vegas was known for that. Then they tried to make it more of a family friendly. I'll put it that way, family friendly. And I agree with the gentleman. No.
All right.
It's more adult.
But is that adult attractiveness aimed only at men? Is there nothing for women?
No.
Really? Like what's
No.
for women?
Well, they got Magic Mike there and all that. Or Magic
Probably
George,
have the
whatever.
Chippendales there, maybe.
The Chippin Doyles, the Chicken Doyles. Yeah,
But then we like fun things. We like the shows.
there are shows that are
like the
unisex.
entertainers.
How's that
though.
for a word? Unisex.
Yeah, but
Like
maybe.
Lady Gaga and
So
the
the
Blue
things that
Man
are
Group
attracted
and
to women
stuff.
are not sexual in nature.
No, it
Well,
has to be
no.
talent.
They have the shows there. I mean, they have full-blown Broadway shows type. They have the singers. When Engelbert Humperdinck used to be here, Tom Jones used to be there all the time. Way back when,
All right, but-
Elvis, that was all for the women, not for the men.
All right, so
Yeah.
if you
Why should you say for everyone, not for
but
everyone?
if you and a romantic interest of yours were sitting next to each other watching a show,
Well, I hope if she's my romantic, she'd be next to me.
and you had
hey, over there!
and you had special glasses on,
Why would I have special eyes?
because I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because those glasses would track
Uh-huh.
where exactly you were looking.
Oh, the eyeball ones. Yeah,
Right.
that's not fantasy. Those are real.
I know.
Oh, okay. Well, for our listeners that might not have known.
So, would your eyes be looking in the same places? Would the men's eyes be looking in the same places as the women's
I
eyes?
hope not.
Robin, what do you think?
I think so. Because
it
I think
depends,
women
yeah.
would be fixated on the women with the big frilly feathers and the fans and the scantily cladness and
Okay.
all that.
All right, now let's.
That's a-
Now
We're not
let's-
looking at feathers.
I like looking at the
Well,
feet.
Okay,
We're
Robin
looking
just
at
told
the-
us. Robin's looking at feathers. I just
at
found out.
the costumes, yeah.
Right, we'd be looking what the feathers are hiding.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
However, now let's go back to a magic show. Okay. Now we're both going to watch the magic show. And he comes out, and his assistant comes out. Immediately, our eyes go to the assistant. Right? And then he's over there going da 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 da, and our eyes are still at the assistant. And then that's the way he can trick you, because you're not watching him, you're watching the assistant. Most men.
There
Me,
you go.
I'm watching the trick, because that's what I do. I love to watch the
So
trick.
let me tell you what I
So
asked-
I've trained myself. Even though the assistant is haga haga ooga ooga, I still watch the ooga.
The magician.
So I asked this
Those are
guy this
tricky.
morning. I said, "Don't hold back. Tell me the real truth. What is the real truth? How good is Penn and Teller in Vegas?" And he goes, "Well, let me put it this way. There's a lot of great magicians in Vegas." He said, "But there's Penn and Teller, and then there's everybody else."
Yeah.
So I guess their show must be top notch compared
Have
to.
you ever looked and seen the young Penn and Teller when they were young, just starting out? You know what they've been doing? 35 years?
Yeah, a long time.
But what happens is there's a show out there, Fool Us. And what it is up and coming artists.
Magicians.
Yeah. Magicians. That have to try to fool them with a trick. And 99% of the time, they get it, and they talk in code to them, and then, well, do you understand it? Yeah, I understand. You know what I did, and they walk off. They walk there, say with the tail between their legs. But there's some of them that are, we don't know how you did it. And I found out it's not just the two of them sit down, Penn and Teller sit down, but they got earpieces, and there's cameras, overhead cameras, and you'll see them. They'll pick up their tablets, and it's in a tablet, so there's cameras that zoom in. But number 3 is there's people up in the booths, behind the scenes, watching.
They're
so
also
so they're scrutinized not only by Penn and Teller, but by other artists, quote unquote, that know all the tricks that have been done, all the illusions that have been done. So with that said, when you do a trick, you not only have to fool them, you have to fool the people up in the booth too, behind the scenes. The other.
What is the prize if the magician tricks?
Well, this is I'm glad you asked that. This is where I'm going with this. You go to see this show on Vegas. There's the pre-show before they come on. Guess who does the pre-show?
Oh, the winners of that show.
The winners actually go to Vegas and get paid and put their show on.
My.
Penn and Teller come on, the main attraction.
Nice.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And Penn and Teller love to defunk. You see some of these tricks that are old and everything.
Oh yeah.
They'll actually show you how it's done.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course, I gobbled.
So what happened to David Copperfield? He's not out there anymore?
He you know what? I think he did the smart thing. He became a millionaire and said thank you.
Oh really?
So he just
I don't know if he does it anymore. I really don't. Well, the barrel over the waterfall and walking
flying.
through the wall
and flying. I think
fly.
that was the last one, was the flying.
I've never seen him fly.
That,
yeah, we saw him in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
and he was flying he was floating, flying. I was like, how's he doing that?
That was.
I couldn't see anything.
Well, logically, if you did, then it wouldn't have been a trick.
right.
It had to be either a forklift or a wire. A lift of some sort or a wire.
He flew inside this acrylic case with all the sides and the top on, and then he flew outside of it.
That's what he wanted you to see.
Wow. Right.
That is a beautiful line. He thinks out of the box.
Yeah.
That's how you're tricked, because your mind, this is how it's done. And example, over the weekend, Avatar, and you see this creature, 9-foot creature. As you walk in, he's floating in water. He's laying horizontally, and he's in like this experimental tube. It's part of the movie, but they put it in Disney World. And my grandson took a picture of it. He said, "Look at this," and it's just floating there, right? And I said, "Yeah. Well, how can he sustain all that time in that water? It's all those animatronic and it's moving." I said, number one, first of all, they tricked your mind that he's in water. He's not in water. The water's all around him. He's in the center, and it looks like yeah, but those little hairs move. I said, well, where there's a fan, there's little hairs that move, But I bet you $10 he's dry, and everything is, around him. That looks like, just like years ago in the movies, you see this guy, he's underwater, and then you see a fish that's like gigantic, but it's a little fish. You just happen to go by the tank, shooting the scene through this. But some of the tricks are so old that they're new again.
Mm-hmm. So you went to Disney this weekend?
Yesterday.
Oh, cool. How far did you walk?
12 miles.
Wow.
Well, my grandson had the thing on his head.
Are you better prepared because you go so
Hell no.
Oh, really?
I'm dying today. The back of my legs are killing me today. Oh, remember, I went on that motorcycle run for Vets Helping Vets on Saturday.
How'd that go?
Good, very well. Well, that was like 2 hours and change of doing that.
Wow.
Then coming home, collapsing, then driving there, and then driving back this morning here. So I was like, I'm ready. I'm all right. It's okay. I got you covered. No problem. This is WCO Ocala, broadcasting from the Paddock Mall. Thanks for listening, gang.
'Tis the season to be merry at the Appleton Museum of Art's annual Family Day. Join us on Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. to celebrate the Urban Family Holiday Exhibit with decorated trees, the beloved Dickens Village, Nutcracker Collection, and more. Have your photo taken with Santa and then stop by the art space for a holiday art project. Then from noon till 3, take carriage rides and enjoy light refreshments, all free of charge. The Appleton is located on East Silver Springs Boulevard in Ocala. For more information, visit appletonmuseum.org.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including our zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish. Also available, stump grinding, rototilling, and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Howell Gene, Gene, @yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
This is the time of year to count our blessings and to give thanks, and at Palm Garden, we're thankful for a lot. We're thankful to work in a place that shows such kindness and caring to people who need our services. We're thankful for the opportunity to learn life stories and celebrate them. Most of all, we're thankful for our precious guests and residents. Unique, different, special, elite. We are Palm Garden.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Will this be the year?
The fusion of entertainment and enlightenment.
Hello, Americans.